Welcome everyone, and let's continue with the next part. So we had done, guys, lots of thing about Jenkins and a lot of different concepts, a lot of different practicals of Jenkins, guys. We have done in our last few classes. Okay, most of the practical would be on the use case, that is the Jenkins has been built upon. That's called automation, and automation we want to create a pipeline, and normally we also want, guys, pipeline to be automated, so we focus a lot in pipeline as a code. But right now, guys, I would like to take a little bit different topic, uh, not related to pipeline, but obviously this topic would be for Jenkins only, right? So what is the name of the topic? This topic is um, more about with respect to security. Okay, so today's topic, guys, is Jenkins security, because obviously maybe till date you guys might understood that we use Jenkins in multiple way, in multiple form. It is not only meant for, to create a pipeline for only for the app, like the example that I keep on talking about. The example would be, we have the app, and I want my job or pipeline to build the app and deploy something, right? It is one of the great use case, no doubt. But a lot of other area also, if you guys know about ETL, if you know about provisioning, if you talk about backups, multiple areas, uh, we need everything to be automated. And almost all the areas we can use Jenkins. Okay, and because we can use Jenkins or Jenkins kind of tool almost in all the area or all the kind of use cases, so obviously we need to have very proper tight security to implement everything. Okay, so today's topic is more about Jenkins security. Security is a big world altogether. When I say security, hundreds of different use case or components come up in the security world. So to be very specific today, I will talk about security called IAM. Okay, maybe you guys might know about RBAC. So it is one of the part of IAM. So that's what we are going to discuss today. Okay, so what is IAM, what is RBAC? So by the end of today's class, you will understood by chance if you don't know what is RBAC or IAM and how to implement the security in the top of Jenkins. Okay, so let me likely go for the practicals or hands-on, because I can explain you this concept very simply by showing you by access the Jenkins UI. Okay, so let me do step by step. So till date, from last couple of classes, you notice, guys, whenever I visit URL of the Jenkins, and guys, what is URL? It will give me a final portal or the dashboard. And you guys see, anybody who know the IP address and my port number, they can connect to my portal and can do anything, do any change in my pipelines or in the code. And mostly, guys, in the code, you have password also, security credentials also. So it's so critical that if anybody access my portal, can do anything. Okay, so till date, guys, you will see mostly when I go and log into my portal without login name and without password, they are allowing me. It means they say, I don't want to know who are you. So that's called anonymous access. So till date, guys, I'm using Jenkins as an anonymous access. So if I open my portal, so this IP 1.3 is my system. So if I open this IP address, then you see, guys, as soon I hit, okay, you see, guys, without login and password, means anonymously I can go inside a Jenkins portal. Okay, and I can see any job, edit the job, delete the job, stop the job, change something according to my requirement, and go and do anything here. So it is a purely unsecure way we have sorry we are using the Jenkins right now. Okay, so that's what the plan here is. How can we secure it? And guys, again, the first step for security is, I want whenever we are logging to the portal, they will ask me the login and password. Technically, it is known as authentication part. So I want they will ask me the authentication part. They check my identity. So it is not like this. I just type anything like my name Vimal and some password randomly, and they give me access. They will check my login name and password. They check my identity, and they find, yes, I am the person who is claiming who I am. Then only they give me allow access inside this. Okay, that's called authentication part. So guys, this is the meaning of identity in the simplest term. So I want some system who will help me to manage. IA means identity management. Okay, but guys, understand one thing. Jenkins is a tool. Obviously, it is not like this. You install Jenkins for per user in the company. We have one single Jenkins or a cluster of Jenkins, and multiple users, multiple employees, multiple team is using this Jenkins. And obviously, guys, everybody have to log in. Everybody log in from their login and password. Okay, so why you want to secure Jenkins? So everybody can log in. But why are you giving everybody different login and password? Okay, so simple thing is, if I log in my Jenkins from my login and password, for example, there's one team called Team One, and I am the one of the member of this team, Vimal. There's one more different team in my company, Team Two, and we have one more user, a human being there that has a user account called Jack. So what I want, if Vimal want to say I want to log in, Jack want to say I want to log in, they require login and password. Only then they authenticate. They have to present their identity. But after login, I don't want, obviously, whatever Vimal is doing, Jack can see. Or maybe I have a requirement. Whatever Vimal is creating a job or pipeline, Vimal can do anything and everything. They can again delete. They can again configure, edit the job. They can read the things. But I want, maybe due to some reason, I want Jack can see the job of the Vimal, but as a read only. They don't able to create anything, change anything, delete anything, or run the job. So depend upon requirement to requirement, what power you want to give one individual user. And that power is normally known as what access you want to give to this user. Guys, here this is called access management. So IAM is identity and the access management. Only identity is not enough. Identity is required. Why? Like, I want to know who are you. So I say, hey, you're Jack. So Jack, if you want to see any job of Vimal, you can see it. But let's say we have one more user called maybe Tom, because I know your identity because you log in with your account. So I know your identity, you're Tom. So if you try to see any job of the Vimal, you are not allowed to do anything. You can't even see it, what job Vimal has done. Okay, so your access is nothing. I'm not giving any access to you, but I want to give Jack some access of read. Hundreds of access we can do. Okay, so technically, this is a very common concept in any of the platform. If you go to Facebook also, you can, in your account, you can give power to some other user. They can go and edit your post. So in any other portal in the product, this is a very common thing. In the Facebook, you log in. So there's authentication, identity. After login, what can you do in your account? And what can you do in other accounts? That is your power. Power means what permissions you have, or permission means what access you have. So there's, guys, the whole meaning of IAM in a simple term, right? But what is RBAC here is a role-based access control. So I will, guys, talk about RBAC in a minute by the same kind of example. But let me do something here to at least see what is going on. So right now I'm accessing my Jenkins as anonymous. But if you want that you want to disable the anonymous access, so if you go to manage Jenkins and there's a tab here called global security. If you click here, okay, here you can control both identity and the access. Okay, so here, guys, they're talking about security realm. So this is the tab called authentication part. Right now it is none. It means if anybody want to log into the Jenkins, They won't check your security realm. In the simple term, they won't check the login and password. Okay. But if I click this one, Jenkins on user database, it means now afterwards, anybody who try to log in to this particular portal or they access the URL, they ask the login and password. Okay, now the point here is if some product, for example, this is Jenkins. If Jenkins is just a program, right? Nothing, guys. You know, Jenkins just a program of maybe Java. So if somebody want to access Jenkins program or Jenkins web app, maybe use a web UI or CLI or maybe API, whatever the method you use as a user or the client. Okay, Jenkins say here I have enabled that security is important. You have to authenticate. Okay, but Jenkins say I will check the login and password. But I am the program. My duty is to just give the portal leave. I'm just not saving this, but just provide this portal and write for the jobs and everything what we did till date. Okay, but if you want, if you want, I will do some extra thing for you as a security authentication part, sometimes also known as security realm, but technically it means authentication part. Okay, I will do for you. So I have some extra program or driver, sometimes also known as a module of security, okay, that has the capability to check the security. For what? For authentication. Obviously, for this, I require one thing, right? How I know how to check the login and password, but I don't know how to compare the login and password. So I need some file where I can store the username and their password, right? So this file also you can think is a database. So just provide me some database. Tell me where the database is. So I can go there, check the login and password, whatever you store initially and what a client is providing, I compare. If both are right, I can authenticate. But I need some database where I have the login and password. Now it is your user's choice. You want to create your own database that is managed by Jenkins, or company already have some databases where all the employees details you already have. Just ask the Jenkins or point the Jenkins to this particular database. Okay, where Jenkins will go and check the login and password. When user employee login, they can compare. So that database is normally not database. Actually, this is the LDAP, or I can say this is a directory server, and they use the protocol LDAP. Anybody who know about LDAP or directory services, maybe Open LDAP or AD Active Directory from Windows or Tivoli or some lot of database directory services we have. Okay, either you have, or maybe there's some more powerful way. Anybody who know Federation or Identity Federation or SSO, so there is also one of the way to do it. So typically this is a very vast topic altogether. I've worked heavily a lot in this area with the key clock product or ping federal product, like anything LDAP product. So obviously, guys, I'm not going through these topics. These are pure independent topics. After having good knowledge LDAP or SSO products, you can connect with any of the tool. But my point here is to just tell you, Jenkins support almost all the medium, all the possible way of authentication, maybe Kerberos or whatever you have. They support this, but I'm not showing this practical, obviously, in this class. Otherwise, I have to explain a lot of extra thing that is not relevant for these classes. But Jenkins support, and how how the support come from? Obviously from plugins. So right now you can see anything about here about here anything about LDAP or SSO here, because this option is not there because we don't have plugins. If you install the plugins of respect thing, these options pop up here. Okay, and right now to make it our topic very much straightforward with respect to Jenkins, so I'm storing my login and password in the database of the Jenkins, that is in the database that Jenkins manage. So that's what, guys, I am selecting this option. So by selecting this option, I'm asking my user I'm asking my Jenkins only allow the user, okay, who has created in your database. Okay, so this is the one thing. But before, guys, I enable this option, Okay, I want to show you some more thing. If I go back again in my dashboard, and if you guys see here, if you see here in my security tab, in my status tab, I don't have any tab for user and password creation. Obviously, if you're asking Jenkins to go and log into the portal, you should have login and password, right? So how to create login and password? The option is not there. So you know what happened? As soon as you enable this option over here, enable this option over here, and save this. Okay, you can see in the top login option come up. I think it was not there. Login option come up. Okay, and if you go down also, you can see this tab also come up for manage user. Okay, so this option come up is this option say now you can create a login and password where in Jenkins on manage database. Okay, so let me create. So by chance I had one this user already created, but let me create one more user. So simple, just click on create user. Give the name, let me give the name called Jack and some password. Okay, some full name, let me put Jack only, some email address. That's all guys, so simple. My account has been created. Right, so one new account created. I know the login and password, and this information is stored in the Jenkins database. Okay, now whenever anybody come to this portal again, so they will login page come up. This page come up, and here I can type my username what I created with password, and I can log in. That's all. I can log in. Okay, so this is called identity part or authentication part. But there's one challenge here. If I don't know if you noticed this challenge or not, let me log out. Let me copy this URL. Even though let me open a new tab here. Okay, guys, even though till now without login also I can access my portal. So obviously guys, it's like anonymous. So right now I'm accessing my portal anonymously. Okay, why? Because I said my Jenkins to create the user. That's all, and Jenkins did this. Jenkins create the user for me, and I said one more thing to Jenkins that after create the user, okay, every time when I come, okay, give me option for login. Okay, give me option for login. Okay, but here I haven't say to Jenkins that disable the option for anonymous. Anonymous. Okay, so technically because anonymous option is not disabled, that is a reason. Even though you log in, you don't log in. Okay, without login, you can again see your portal. So we have to disable guys anonymous access first to go for the next part. But how to create a user? Pretty simple. How to come up with this login link? It's so simple. Just update here. Okay, but but how to disable anonymous login? That would be the main thing to be discussed. Okay, so before we discuss this main thing, I have to first explain you what is role-based access control. Then guys, we can very easily understand what is the how to disable the anonymous access. Okay, before this, just for extra knowledge, I just want to tell you where the database of Jenkins created. Right now, guys, this is not extra independent tool like LDAP or MySQL, SSO. This everything what I created here is stored in the Jenkins database. So where you can find the Jenkins database? Obviously, my Jenkins is running in this system. Okay, this system my Jenkins running, and guys, when you run Jenkins in this computer, even though you can search for process and search for Jenkins, you can see Jenkins process running. And here maybe they say in the process the Jenkins home location is this one. So whatever thing related to Jenkins, especially the databases, the configuration files, you can find in this folder. Okay, so if I go to this folder where live Jenkins, okay, and if you do ls, you can say there's a lot of files related to Jenkins that Jenkins used behind the scene for something. So there are a lot of files here. Okay, you can see there's one folder called user workspace. You know, guys, this what I already show you, I think. Okay, whenever guys you create any job in the Jenkins, per job they create a workspace in this folder. So till the guys, all the job we have created, you can see every job name we have a folder, you know. Because see in the dashboard, we have a job called A11. You can see folder called A11. And you guys, the use of this folder is when you go inside A11 here, you know, there's a let me go to other one. Let me pick randomly. You guys, this is the workspace folder. You guys know use of this workspace. So this workspace means this project, if we put any temporary data or files they put here. But where the workspace folder created in the storage, where the storage is located here. So if any job running, you want to see that some data of that particular job, right, their workspace you can find in this folder. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing, if you go inside user folder, okay, now you can see all the user that I had created, or I will create. You can find all the information on user here. Right now I created Jack. You can see Jack folder here. Okay, and they keep their user information. Some information we'll see in the future. And there's one file here called user.xml. Okay, this file is the one, okay, that contain all the username whatever we had created. Okay, you know, these are the user. This user we have just created right now. This file only maintain the database of this user. Username, not the password. Passwords they store somewhere else. So technically, this is the folder. Okay, so you can think in this way. Whatever you see here, whatever you see here, this information actually picked from this file. So in the future, you want to create any user, rather than you can come this page, you can directly copy paste, open this file, copy paste, change the name, and now you will have one more user come up. Obviously, after this, because you're doing something command line, you have to restart your Jenkins services. I believe then only they come up, but this is also a way you can do. Okay, this is one thing. We'll talk more about this file in some time, but I just want to explain you what is happening behind the scene. Okay, but right now, our purpose is I don't want anybody without login can see in my dashboard. For this, we have to disable the anonymous access. But before this, I have to first explain you what is role-based access control. Okay, so most of you guys might know this concept, but let me very simplest way explain you this concept of role-based. Okay, so guys, before I explain you the role-based access control, I just want to I have one quick announcement for you, and very important announcement for you. I want you guys support this, and we are doing this thing for a great purpose. Okay, so guys, we have one community called IIEC, right? Indian Innovation and Entrepreneurship Community. Okay, and this community has a lot of different initiative. One of the initiative, guys, we had launched last year, maybe in the month of Feb and March, when this pandemic started. That's called DOT, and that has one great purpose behind the DOT. But one of the activity that we did last year, when we have a lot of issues in the market after everything locked down in the DOT. So we had guys, I have delivered one workshop, something like a free workshop, but somehow we arrange a lot of fund from the workshop and try to help as much as people, especially in the food part. Like at that time, suddenly lockdown happened, and a lot of guys have to move here and there. Most of the person don't have shelter or food available, so our community helped them to provide those things. Okay, something again we are sensing right now in this last week actually. Now the challenge we are seeing, you guys also seeing, especially here in India, uh, we have a lack of resources actually, okay, of medical. Obviously we can't help to create a new resources like oxygen and other resources, but there's a lot of resources available in the market, actually available, but a lot of guys doing gray market or black market of those resources. Right. um, Anybody who have a good money they can buy from this black guys and somehow survive. Depends, but those person who don't have that much money, resources there maybe, okay, but because of the money, if somebody is not able to survive, so it is a one of the worst thing of the humanity. But these guys never stop because they are business, right? But they never stop. So we can't change these guys, okay, and so we have to go with this guy somehow because there's no option as such. Okay, so what we are doing guys, again, I'm planning to again take one same initiative again one more time in IIC dot. And intentionally guys, I'm picking one of the topic that is a very important topic for career perspective also. Okay, so it don't like normal topic, career perspective also. So anybody who have a knowledge or good knowledge in this topic, somehow it help in the job or getting the new job, or maybe have a job secure, something like this. So I'm trying to pick one interesting topic that is a relevant topic for job perspective also in the workshop that I'm planning under IIC dot. Okay, again guys, this workshop is not under Linux World. In Linux World we keep on doing the workshop. This, like said, no, Mongo is coming, AI we have done, so that is a different point from Linux World perspective. So I never normally talk about those workshop that is there in the Linux World. Okay, but here this workshop purpose has a lot of purpose, not one single purpose. One of the purpose is to empower technical guys, okay, because they know one of the technology, how much I can provide my time, my resources, our energy, somehow it help in the technical journey and job or XYZ by the help of this workshop. Okay, this is one of the motto. Second motto is the name of the workshop. I will explain you what the name of this topic. I will tell you, but normally in the market, this kind of workshop normally won't happen, and if happen, they charge you a lot. But I'm planning to charge this workshop very nominal. So anybody who don't want to invest money much, they can register this workshop and learn those content. Okay, but why we are charging something also in the workshop, because after this amount or this fund arrange, okay, we all guys, not me or not my team or not IIC team, we everyone over here or other from other batches also, we work together. Okay, or maybe there might be some needy persons that you have, okay, if they have fund, they have arranged, that's okay. I can't help in, we can't help maybe in finding the resources, but anybody who know they can, they they because of the fund they are not able to manage the resources they have, but they don't have the fund. And I've seen some right now in some days those guys a lot, or those families a lot. So we all guys over here trying to provide a fund to those guys. So whatever are a fund arranged here in this workshop from the guys who register for this workshop. Okay, and even though guys, Lions World is also decided to put lots of fund extra from our side, not from the workshop. Obviously, we're putting an entire fund of workshop for this purpose. Plus, what are extra fund we can or Lions World can do from our pocket directly. We also doing this. So we collect those funds and try to help. Either these guys are looking for some, they want to shift to private hospitals, they want to they want to buy injection or whatever the case would. If this is very relevant, very important for them, and because the money they are stopping, right, we are openly help those guys. But but important thing, interesting thing is, I'm not asking here to raise the fund without anything. So what we are giving, we are giving workshop. So I'm not asking here, just I'm giving my account name and give me amount to me. I'm not doing this, right? So we are giving our content, great content, also help you in career, and return the fund I collect. I'll try to help as much as we can do. Okay, so this is a guys campaign we haven't launched yet. Maybe by today or tomorrow we'll announce this. But I think I don't want to waste or wait for further time. And even though I don't want to wait for maybe this workshop will be after 10 days. I don't want to wait for 10 days also. Whatever fund I have right now, whatever fund we collect till tomorrow will help. Again, day after tomorrow we help. Again, day after tomorrow help. As soon as we're collecting the fund, as soon as we arrange ourselves, we start helping as much we can do. Okay, that's the high-level strategy plan we have done. Okay, so topic would be, and after I do a lot of research and survey, I can go for security topic, I can go for Linux topic, I can go Python, I can go for just AI, just machine learning. Small topic, it obviously help you in your in your resume, but I think let's take some topic that quickly might help you. Okay, so topic would be guys, Salesforce. So there's a tool or there's a cloud, there's SaaS or some lot of things Salesforce do, and I think if you have a good knowledge, because guys, normally if you guys was with me in any workshop, I don't take the workshop as a workshop. I always take the workshop very detailed with practical approaches and realistic use cases. So I think the workshop maybe somehow trained you guys in a lot of aspects of Salesforce. It's a great tool, great product. Normally company directly hire the guys who have a good knowledge in Salesforce. Okay, or maybe enhancement in career also, whatever the case would be. Okay, so for them who register, this is the content they're going to get as a give. And what I take from this guy, it will go to the fund who help these guys. Okay, there's one thing. And the fees would be, guys, because this is the for purpose, so I don't want to fix the fees. So fees would be minimum fees we are taking here 100 rupees. That's all. Okay, and here right now we are giving the range 100 to 1,500. Technically, if you go for good sales for workshop, they charge you like anything. Okay, but here I want to take the minimum bar of 100, maximum bar 1,500 here. So anybody, whatever you feel like, okay, while registering, that you can only afford 100 rupees, register with 100 rupees, you can register for 1,500, register for 1,500 Indian rupees currency I'm talking about. Okay, but content and everything will be same, certificate, everything same, but we normally do it is the same. So this is a range we're going to give 100, 200, 300. So whatever the feel like in between, last or minimum, maximum, you can register yourself. Okay, and we'll try also guys create a one single portal where we'll post all the name who register, how much amount they give, just to have pure white. And this is the amount we collected, and here we have invested. Okay, so I want this thing to be very much clean and white. So we'll do this. By chance, normally guys, all the workshop we did till date, all the training we did till date, we make it free for all the earth learner. Not a lot of regions. Okay, this workshop guys is also free for you guys, but right here we are giving options to you. You want to register yourself free, we are not saying do it. Go for it. Okay, but if you think you are earth learner and you want to contribute while registering, so I think go free, you can go for this option. So for earth learner, it is choice and they are free due to a lot of regions. Okay, or optional you want to pay. But yeah, anything apart from earth learner, they have to register with this fees, minimum 100 or maximum whatever they want to register. Maximum limit we have to put for some region. Okay, this is 1,500. Okay, now point here is I want we guys to work as a team. Okay, and team means team. I'm not asking you to promote me or ISA dot, right? My point is to promote that you are learning 100 rupees in Salesforce. It help you, no doubt. Okay, and for anybody 100 rupees not big thing, but if you have big crowd, huge fund we raise, and not only about this raising the fund. Okay, one more intention I had behind the scene, okay, that I don't want to elaborate right now, but in single note, in my single note, if I reach to huge crowd, I have a lot of information to share about this issue of COVID. I don't want to pronounce this name for some reason again, but the issue that we have of COVID. Okay, so I can share my some information to everyone very clearly. Okay, what information I want to share? There's a different point, but in one single line to everyone as a good note, as a good news also. Take as a good news, not as bad news, because everybody's talking about bad news. I'm telling the good news. The good news is, uh, good news is, I don't know how to the bad, because this is by chance come in mind. The good news is, and this proved. I have a lot of research, a lot of proof I'm doing behind the scene, and I believe a lot of guys know this. So I'm not doing any lecture here. I'm not telling you as a as a as a just to motivate you. Okay, the fact is, uh, some system across the world. Okay, guys, I'm not talking about a political form also, but some system in this world try to create a huge fear to everyone by some medium. One of the good medium would be obviously media or social media. Okay, because they know if you have fear, suddenly your immune system goes down like anything, and just by small injection of this disease, it impact more. So guys, my message here is, it is just a game of fear. That's all. This game of fear, those who don't have fear, nothing gonna happen. Obviously, you have to follow the protocol of government, take proper precaution, but it is pure game of fear. Okay, I'm not saying like just to motivate you or just telling you like anything. I have a big study behind this. A lot of the information I have, I don't want to share, but it's good news. Why is good news? Just remove the fear. That's all. It's so simple. And best way to remove the fear is what I advised yesterday also to my earth learner in our evening routines that we do always in our THM, and I think everybody's following it. I believe is to don't listen any negative things. Okay, what I did from last 2 or 3 days, stop media. That's all. Right? If you don't listen any negative things, right, none of the negative things come up. No stress come up. No fear come up. I stopped newspaper. I'm not against the newspaper. I stopped for some days. I stopped seeing the news. Right? we enjoying our life. It will boost our immunity like anything. Okay, so I'm so sorry, guys. I know this is a Jenkins lecture, but I think it is very critical to know. So my advice is, or you take as a instruction also from my side. I'm normally sometimes very much straightforward. Stop talking, watching any negative news. Stop. That is the reason I don't also use the word COVID, because it is very much connected to a phrase of negativity. Don't do. Guys, believe me, I have been very different domains also in my life, a lot of different scientific research, energy research. So I know all the game who is connected. I don't want to discuss further because it will be very much political topic. It's just a game of fear. That is my small point. My my suggestion, guys, here is stop talking anything about it. Okay, best way is don't see your WhatsApp, don't check your those kind of messages, ignoring those messages. Stop watching the media. Obviously, have your phone on normal mode. Somebody want help it. But if you start chit chatting about these topics, stop there only. Okay, don't talk. Best. I guys give me. I am giving guarantee. Mm, I'm giving the guarantee. It boost your you know confidence and the immunity like anything. Okay. So mm, but obviously follow all the instructions what government says. So and guys, for me it's very great news, good news, because so simple, right? Nothing. Stop talking about it. That's all. So I don't know. I've just started because of my emotions. This discussion. Okay. So this is what we're doing, guys. Salesforce, um, and try to spread as much as you can. So what information I want to share, I can share in big platform also. So about this fear or some information I also have. That is also good information, right? And positive information or positive news also. Okay, it helps everyone. So so that's all, guys, about this information. Let's come back to our back. Okay. So role based access control. So the idea is something like this. So you can think in this way. When you when you let's focus for a minute about the Jenkins. Let's say when you join a company, let's say my name is Vimal, and I join a company, let's say Linux World. Okay. So what Linux will do after I join the company, to tell that Vimal is a part of my company. So this company given me some way so that they can identify me. And one of the best way is called ID card. Identity card. I always carry this identity card with me. Why? Because when I start visiting this company outside the premises, we have security guard and say, "Who are you?" I say, "I'm Vimal," but I don't know who are you. So I say, "I have this ID card of the company." Means this guy say, "Now you're authenticated. You are allowed to go in because you're part of this company." So this guy is a very high level concept of identity and the authentication part. But in this company, let's say we have lots of different area, workspaces, cafeteria, data room, different places we have. Okay. So so here, guys, maybe let's say before every room we have some lock, maybe some other security guard in all the rooms. So when I start entering the room 1, I can enter. I start entering a room 2, I can enter. When I start entering room number 3, and let's say this is the director room, I'm just employee. So maybe it's security system we have, or some security guard, or they ask, "Who are you?" I say, "Vimal." So they say, "I know you are the part of this company, but even though you're not allowed to access this room or access these resources." I say, "Why?" Because I know your identity of Vimal, and Vimal is not supposed to allow to access the director room or this particular resources. Okay. Why? Because because we know you with your name, but you also have a company role and the profile and job. Let's say you are working in the company as a associate associate engineer, for example. Because your role name is or your job name is, or maybe I can use the word role name is, and profile is associate engineer. So it has been said, this security guy said, this been said that anybody who whatever name would be, doesn't matter, if their role is associate, don't allow to go in. So let's say one more user come up, Jack. Again, they have ID card, they log in. Again, they try to come to this room. So this room say, now you're allowed. Not because of the job Jack name, not because of the identity. They allowed because the job profile this guy has and job title this guy has, the title of the job is this guy is working in the company as a director, or because his role or job title or profile is director, even though I use the word role, and because of this role they get extra power to access some extra thing. So guys, role decide what extra power or what power you have, what permissions or privileges you have, power you have. Okay, so your login name or ID card is only used to identify who are you, so you can come in. After come in, what can you use, what can you see, what can you don't see, it is decided by your role. Okay, so what access you have, that access is controlled with the help of role based. It's called role based access control. Like this whole and whole idea or role based. And one of the reasons why we have this role based in this way, because normally normally right now Vimal is working, he left the company, other user come up, they left the company, name, ID card is keep on changing. My login password keep on changing, but this profile is always same. Associate, director, HRD, HR manager, I said. I said. Okay. So we have 10, 20, 50 profile in the company or role in the company. We say when you have HR manager role, you can do this. You have a director role, you can do these things. So it's so simple to control or manage the security or access. So we have to just do one thing. Okay, let's say right now Jack is there in the company, so we can associate the Jack to the role director. This guy left the company, like Tom come up, and we all we say Tom again work in the company director. Again we allocate Tom to director. So this role name is fixed, and power to this role is also fixed. We are allocating or assigning or unassigning the names because they keep on moving other company or even a user is keep on coming. So it's a good way to to manage the access. Okay, that's what guys is happening here. Okay, and that's the guys in the simplest form of meaning of role based access control. Okay, and for this, right, if you go to manage Jenkins and if you go to security, okay, and there's option called authorization. The authorization is equals to access. So when you see authorization or when you see access is somehow same. So Jack, you are authorized to go in this room 3rd. Why? Because you are that. Vimal, you are not authorized to go in room 3 because you are not actor. So access authorization is somehow the same thing. Okay, and by the here, anyone can do anything. Okay, this is a reason. This reason, if you create any of the user, any user have the ID card, you can go to any of the room. That's what don't want. That's what we don't want here. Otherwise, there's no meaning to create a different users. Right? We can create one single user, give to everyone. Okay, why we get different user? So every user have a different power, different rules, right? So I don't want this option here. Okay, instead of this, we can go for role-based strategy. Some other strategies also, we have metrics, legacy is an older one, but nowadays I don't want to talk about this one. These are the older one, or maybe some extra benefit you will get, but mainly I would have to focus on role-based access control strategy. Otherwise, other strategy also we have, but this is the mostly commonly used one I'm going to discuss. But guys, by chance in your Jenkins, if you see this option doesn't come up, so if you want to implement access or authorization with role base or RBAC, okay, you have to install one plugin because this plugin is also already there. So that is a reason that is the reason this name come up. So let me tell you the plugin name. So if you want to try this setup, you can also try. So in my installed, and if you search for role based, this one, role based authorization service. Okay, so this is the plugin you have to install for it. Okay, so pretty simple. Reboot your Jenkins that you know already. Okay, and this is the reason why anonymous without login and password can see this. Why? Now, if I show you over here, okay, if I go in my right now, guys, you don't see anything about RBAC here because this option is not enabled. So I go to global security, and here I say now I want my authorization access to be managed by role base. And if you guys enable this one and save, save, you can see one new option come. Okay, manage and assign roles. This option was not there, but as soon as you enable, this option automatically come up. Okay, and if you click here, there's option called roles. There's the same role I'm talking about. The role is director or associate. It's just a name. You can give your own name, maybe team 1, team 2, or web role or dev role. Okay, it's just a name. Okay, and if you click on manage roles, okay, and not in the manage role. If you click on assign role, Okay, assign means I want to assign Tom to be director. I want to assign Vimal to be associate. Okay, so click on the assign role, and what you see here, okay, anonymous is assigned to admin. So what the meaning of this line? Let me explain you so you can logically understand what is going on. Okay, so in the Jenkins, let's say Jenkins is a company. In the Jenkins, okay, in the Jenkins, we have a lot of different rooms. Okay, but guys, can you hold for a second, please? So in this company, there's one post, one job title, and name of the job title is called admin. So admin is one of the job title in the company, something like director, but here it is not a role. It has been said somewhere that anybody who's admin role or director role, for example, who can go anywhere in the company, can do anything in the company, can delete, remove, anything they can do. Where you can see this? Okay, if you go back again, in the manage role, you can see there's one role in the company like director, named admin, and what they can do overall, he can admin, they can read, they can change anybody login and password, they can do something agent. You guys know what is agent. They can do anything in the job, cancel, build, delete. You guys know about build. You can run, view, SCM, whatever guy you know in the in the Jenkins. This guy can do everything. Everything stick. So this job, this is not a username. By chance, admin look like a username. It's not a username. It is the name of your job title, like CEO or CTO or DAT. So who gives this power? This page. Okay, and now this is just a title name, but there's one user in a company who's anonymous, means nobody who associated with this one. Okay, so if you see here, who is associated with the job? So role, assign, anonymous. That is a reason. That is a reason. Without giving login and password, anonymous can do anything. They can go anywhere without login and password. That's called meaning of anonymous. Okay, so what you have to do? Remove it. That's all. Very simple. But don't do right now. If you do so, you will stuck. You lock down. Lockdown means you will stuck here. Okay, why? If you remove anonymous, as you save, now no user has admin power. So if you log in with Jack and other user, because they don't have admin power, so you can't do anything. So you're stuck in this in this loop here. So before or after you remove, do one thing, because we know we have some more user created. Let me show you very quickly. So because we have one more user created, okay, where it is this one. So I know we have Jack user created, and I want my Jack to be the admin of or the director of the Jenkins. So what I do after I create a Jack user, I'll go here again in the role part and in the assign role part and say, I have a user called Jack. Just type here what the name you have in the same format. Okay, and I want Jack to be my company director, admin. Okay, and then remove the anonymous. Now what happened? If I save this, okay, you won't have anonymous access. Only Jack has, because I know Jack using a password, so I can log in with the Jack to have a power. I want to log in because we enable there, user will have to log in. So that kind of setting we can do it. So guys, pick note here, don't actually remove, otherwise you're stuck. You're not able to log in, because even though you log in with Jack has limited power, you can't do much. So first add one of the user as admin, okay, and do the further things. and save. Now guys, this time, or this is my first time, or maybe let me show you in this way. If I take this, open new terminal, and what do you see here? As soon as I hit the portal, right now I don't have any anonymous access. Okay, because of this setup. And by chance I am lucky, I believe, so I can log in with Jack if I remember the password, and I log in with Jack. And because Jack password no, and because Jack is assigned to a role admin, so I can do everything whatever I want to, because they have all the power. So this guy is internally controlled by role-based access control. But this is not always we want. Okay, what I want the way I explained to you. Okay, so I won't have multiple teams. Every team has a different jobs. Now, guys, after you understand this concept, now setting up the roles for other things was so simple. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So now my plan, guys, is something like this. Let's say we have a team 1. Let's say these guys are the developers. We have a team 2. These guys are the admin guys, or I can say the operations guys, operations team. Okay, these guys create a job. Let's say the job name is dev-job1. So this is the name of the job, and this team create a job called ops-job1. So what I want, okay, what I want, anybody from this team, let's say in this team we have a user called user1, and we have user here in this team called user2. Let me give a different name, right? Let's say this user name called Tom, and let's say this user name called Eric. This is your user. I create this account here. So what I want, when this user log in, this user can only see and manage everything about this job. This you can see and manage everything about this job. So that's my plan. Okay, so how we can do this? So let me show you how we can do this. So obviously first we have to create these 2 users. It's so simple to create. So go to manage users. I'm going to create 2 more users here. This is called Tom, something t@something.com. Okay, Tom created. Let me create 1 more user. Let's say this is Eric, password something. Eric created. Now we have to treat these 2 users. Okay, now what I want, this Tom user can able to manage this job, and this user can manage everything they can do about this job. So for this, what I'll do, let me very quickly create this job. Let's say this job is I'm creating the Dave. You can give any name, but due some reason I'm just starting the job with Dave name. As you can just a name, but it's for some reason I'm starting the job with this name. Okay, and let's say this job has nothing. 1 minute. In this job, I'm writing some basic command here just for testing if I want to run. And let's say echo day 1. Save. Pretty simple job. Let me create 1 more job. Let's say this is called ops job, operation team job. Okay, and in this job, I want to print something. Let's say print ops. Right, but right now if I log out and log in with Eric, who is by chance the part of this team, and what I want, this user is supposed to see this job. After login, what you see is overall permission is missing. Same error, guys, you will see when you log in with Tom. Okay, that's good thing, guys. So good thing is, when a new user come up, always try to give least privileges. Remove all the power, because we don't know what this user can do. So that's what guys Jenkins is doing right. Okay, but because this is a user in the Jenkins, so I want something they can do. Obviously I can log into admin user who have all the power. In my case is Jack. So how to give something this power? So for this, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to tell Tom here The Tom, you are, let's say you are associate in the company. Let's say Eric, you are you are executive in a company. Just I'm randomly giving you some name. Technically, I'm trying to tell here that you are have a role associate is just a name. Your role executive is just a name. Okay. And what I have said in our company, anybody who have associate role, they can use this job. Anybody who have an executive role, they can access this job and do something in this job. So technically, how can you do this? For this, I have login admin user. I'll go to my manage and sign role. I'll go to manage role. Okay. And here, because I want to give a power globally, means anything they can go manage Jenkins, create a job. You want to give a power globally, or you want to give a power item wise, because you guys know project is what, job is what, item. Item, project, job is same thing. So what power I want to give a node rule power. So I want to give a power for item wise. Before this, I have to add a company titles. Let me give the title here. Let's say is associate. It's just a name. You can give other power. Maybe normally, typically we give a role, something like Dave role. This is the role name. And pattern, guys, is very important. Okay, what I want when this profile, okay, this profile is called Dave role. So any user who associate this profile or role, what can they do with this job? Or with job? So to give your job name here, so my case job is Dave -job 1. Okay, so technically this is your title, job title, and this is the resource or job name what you want to access. So technically is your room number. Okay, and who can go to this room? Anybody who has this job title, they can go. But who has this title? Nobody know right now. Jack, Tom, we don't know. But this is the mapping we are doing. The way I explained to you. So let me add. So anybody who has this title, they can go in this room. Or what they can do in this room. So we can took here. So nothing is they can do, but let me write randomly here. They can delete the job. They can cancel the job. They can build the job, but I'm not allowing to configure the job. I'm not allowed to run anything in the job. Okay, so some small thing I'm doing here. Okay, so this profile can do something in this job only, but only these 2 or 3 things. This access I am giving to this room. So room name is dev job 1. The job title is dev role. What they can do, these are the access I'm giving. So till here, pretty straightforward. But who is in my company working in this profile? So let me add Tom. So Tom is the one who are working in this profile. So how to assign? So there's a guys topic called assign role. Okay, I'll go to items, and here let me add Tom. Okay, if you see guys, dev role name come up, it was not there. Okay, let me add Tom, and let me add now Tom. You are in my company associate role or developer role. So I add Tom and the dev role. Okay, so that's what happened, right? That's what I explained to you. Okay, so if you see the diagram, so I say this room number 3 is exactly equal to your job name. Director here is your role name, dev role, and Tom is the one who is working in the company as a director. So that's what it is. Tom is working in the dev role. Okay, that's all. Now if I log out and again log into Tom, okay, again same error. Why? Because technically this is the portal and there's a global portal. You want to see something in the global portal, you have some extra power from globally. What I mean by this? So you again go to this page. Again in the assign role, you add some extra global role. So again, I'm adding Tom here, whatever user I had. Let me add here, and not actually directly here. Let me first go out. Manage role. Okay, let me add some name here. Let's say read only only power. Some name I'm giving here. Okay, and I'm just giving here read power or this also, guys, a global role. It is something like this. Anybody who are the part of a company, they can use your company globally. Only they can go and walk in the corridor and something like this. So that power I'm giving to all the company employees. For this, I'm just giving up creating power with only read. Okay, and how I assign? Again, go to assign and say, Tom, I'm giving you global power of my company, and you can visit my company here and there. Only in corridor, only read power, nothing much. Okay, and save. Now let me log out. And now if I log into Tom, you see, after logging to Tom, Tom can can come here. Okay, if you go to dashboard, Tom can see the job, what is associated. I don't know what has been associated. It's not come up. Let me log into admin user called Jack. Okay, so I have a job called Dave-job1. Okay, and what I want this job to be managed by this user. Let me check again very quickly. Assign. So we have assigned. I don't know what I added here. There's a Tom actually. I want to add Tom. Why this name come up? So let me add. I think Tom maybe has some in credential part. Let me add other user here just for testing. Eric, and I'm adding Eric here. Okay, and I'm doing one more thing here, same way, adding Eric also here. I think I have some Tom already has for my in some other my credentials. What I credential will see in the future. Let me add same thing with Eric to see this demo. Okay, let me save this. I'll log out. Eric. So it's working. I don't know why Eric. Why the job is not coming. Very quickly, guys. Let me check. My job name is Dev Job 1. Okay. One minute, please. Assign role. So this user Eric belong to dev role, and if I go to my dev role, I don't know which. Guys, we have added dev job 1, no doubt, but they only allow to build. I should understand one thing, guys. Without they can read, they can see the workspace, how they can build. It should be visible, right? They can view something also. Some of the minimum permission you have to give, how they can do further things. So I think this is the actually reason. Okay, so some other without viewing the page, right? How can they do further? So maybe some extra power you might have to give. I think this is the only reason. Or Dave job 1, I think the spelling is right. Okay, very quickly let me log out, or let me log in here. Here is Eric, I believe. What happened? What happened here? Yeah, it's come up. So there's some, obviously, guys, if you don't have a view power, how can you see it? Because here now Eric don't have so much power. You can see all the options goes out from here. Okay, if you go inside, guys, if you notice here, we have build now option. Okay, we have delete option. So what option we have given, those options come up, but we don't have any configure option. So if Eric want to configure the job, they can't. They can only build it, because that option we have given. So we have a tight, complete control over it, over the job. Otherwise, you can just go and change multiple options. and try to figure out what power you want to give. I can add one more user. That user have a power only to view. This way you have power to run. So create multiple roles. Every role has different power or different jobs. That's what you can do. So that's all, guys, for today. A lot of information we have discussed. Any query if you have, we can ask. Otherwise, in 4 minutes we have other session over here. So anybody any issues here, you can ask. Yes, Rijayuddin, what you're saying is absolutely right. I 100% with you. Okay, try to help others. Apit, what you're saying, I agree with you, but I don't want to disclose over here. Okay. So Domnil, what you are saying is very big point. I will click a photo of it. I will read after some time because I don't have further time to discuss. So that's all for today. We have in 2 minutes, we have further session over here. So guys, in the next class tomorrow, we'll see further things about it. Okay, guys, take care. See you.